Good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Kimi Code, and we're going to be evaluating against the current king, or one of the favorite coding assistants, which is Claude Code. And we're going to be evaluating them among 3 different real software engineering tasks. So what we're going to be doing is, first of all, we're going to try to have it solve an issue in our HuggingFace repo right here and test to see if it could solve the issue just by reading the description of the issue, create a PR, and then solve the whole thing. And then we're also going to be trying both Kimi and Claude, their luck at redesigning this landing page right here, which is kind of a wireframe. And we're going to see which one of the two has the best feel for a good design. And we're also going to be migrating an entire application from Angular to React and see how well both did, both Claude Code and Kimi. So let's take a look at it. All right, so let's start with the first task. The idea right here is that, as I told you, we have this very simple and very straightforward wireframe kind of design. And the idea is that we're going to have Claude and Kimi try their luck at redesigning the whole thing. Now, for the record, I'm going to be using a skill right here. So I'm going to be loading the front-end design skill on Claude explicitly right here. And Kimi is going to call it automatically without me even mentioning it, because as far as I know, there is no real way of mentioning explicitly the skill. So front-end design, there is no way to do that in the CLI, so it will call it automatically. And we will see which one is better, okay? So let's take a look at it. All right, there we go. It seems like Kimi has finished as well. It kind of took a couple more minutes more to Kimi to finish the whole thing, but let's take a look at them. So first, let's take a look at Claude. So here we have Claude. Let's just zoom out a little bit to have actually kind of a real full screen size right here. It looks quite good. The buttons, is it actually... Oh, there you go. Features, testimonials, pricing. The pricing section doesn't seem to work, this link for pricing for some reason. And now, okay, so now it kind of broke the whole thing. This is crazy. I was not expecting this from Claude Code. I'm pretty sure I'm using Opus 5, am I not? Yeah, for Opus 4.5, yeah. I don't know what's going on. Well, it kind of broke after a... Okay, so page not found. Let's take a look at it again. Okay, I just reloaded it. It started working fine again. The links actually work. But yeah, after clicking some links, it just broke. Okay, this is not looking good for Opus 4.5. Okay, so here we have Kimi, and the design looks pretty well, pretty good. Okay, let's test the links right here, the in-page links. There is no pricing page. Responsive design. There we go. The responsive design is looking fine. Everything seems to be okay. The side buttons, the mobile menu. Let's take a look at this. Let's test the same thing for Claude. Well, it kind of died here. Yeah, I think the design on mobile for Claude looks good, but actually I do prefer the design of Kimi for some reason. I was actually expecting Claude Code to win this one. There you go. That's for front end. Let's take a look at the next task. Okay, so let's go to the next task. The idea right here is that we have an issue right here on GitHub, and we're going to have both models try their luck at solving the issue just by reading the description of the problem. And here we have a very clear description in the HuggingFace Hub repository. Just for the record, this issue has already been closed. It has already been solved by this PR. But the idea right here is that what I am going to do is I'm going to clone this repository on the commit before the fix was applied and try to see if the models actually manage to find a way to solve it by themselves, okay? So what I have done right here is I have cloned the same repository in a Claude directory and a Kimi directory. And I have actually written a test that currently fails because it tests whether or not the fix actually is working. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open Kimi on this side and Claude on this other side. And I'm going to paste this very straightforward command. Fix this bug. I am linking to the issue right here. And then I just give them instructions on how to verify it. So I'm just going to send it right here. And let's see if both of them figure out how to solve this issue. And there we go. Both agents finished. Now, actually, Claude finished like 3 minutes before Kimi, which is like a quarter of the time. Let's take a look at the results. So I'm going to get out of both of these CLIs, and there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the tests again on both sides. So on Claude, the 3 tests now pass. And on Kimi, the 3 tests now pass as well. So both of them actually managed to finish the whole thing very correctly. However, Kimi did take like 4 times the time that Claude spent, but both of them finished the task successfully. So I'm going to give the point to both of them. So we have 2-1. All right, so time for the most exciting task in my opinion, which is actually migrating a complete code base from one framework to another framework. And we're going to do that with the application that you see right here on the screen. So this one right here is just a very regular contact management application built with Angular. And here, as you can see, I can actually see the contacts, I can delete them, I can also update them. So for example, this guy, I can go right here and update his phone number and be like, this is going to be 111, save it. And as you can see, it's right there. And if I refresh, it will remain saved right here. So we have these other things right here. We can also mark them as favorites. So the entire application is reactive. It works with Angular, and it is pretty straightforward. And the idea is that we're going to have both Claude and Kimi migrated into the same application, trying to keep the styles and the functionality intact, but in React, okay? Just to show you real quick the code base that we have right here. So here it is. Here, as you can see, I have my db.json, because since this is just a very straightforward and very quick project, what I'm doing is I am running a JSON server database just to actually show a real database interaction, or kind of a real database interaction. And the actual application is right here inside Angular app. And as you can see right here, here we have the source, here we have the app. And as you can see, we have the models, we have the features, and everything is right here. So hopefully our agents are going to manage to migrate it to React. So let's take a look at it. And there we go. Just like for the previous tasks, I have already created a Claude and a Kimi directory, which are actually empty, as you can see right here. And the idea is that I'm going to run Claude right here on this side and Kimi on this side. And I'm going to pass this prompt right here. Well, this one right here, just pasted it as pasted text, but if you want to actually read the prompt, it looks like this. So since Kimi does not really have a planning mode, I'm just going to run it like that. And on Claude Code, since we actually want to try it to the best of its capabilities, I'm going to enable plan mode to see how it goes. Right, so they actually both finished at about the same time, and it took both of them about 14 minutes of work. And actually, that is including the planning stage and the exploration stage for Claude. So Kimi also used part of its time to explore the whole thing and generate its plan. It only used 30% of its context. And let's take a look at Claude. Claude, in order to finish the whole thing, use 35% of its context. So they're pretty much comparable. Now let's take a look at both of them. So I'm just going to get out of each of the agents right here, and I'm going to do npm run dev. There we go. And here I'm also going to do npm run dev. And there we go. So let's open, first of all, on port 5174, the Claude version of it. And here we have the Claude version of it. It also has the same thing right here. It is also connected to the JSON server, as you can see right here, because we can see my changes. I can also change it again and save them. Hopefully it's going to work. There we go. It changed. Then if I reload the page, it's still changed right here. There we go. The search bar also works. We can also, we can also edit them and mark as favorite, save changes, and reload, and it's still there. Okay, so Claude actually did a great job. Let's actually try to test one. John at example.com. It also has email validation. The phone seemed to have validation as well. There we go. Let's add the contact, and here we have John. And if we reload, it's still there. Okay, so Claude actually did a great job right here. Let's see Kimi. So here we have the same version of Kimi, and as you can see, we have the same changes that I did in the previous test with John. So that means that it is actually correctly connected to my JSON server. If I open things, it's still there. I can close them right here like that. I can also edit something right here. So let's edit this number right here. Let's say 77 everywhere. Save it. There we go. We refresh and it's still there. We create a new contact. Let's call it Jane at example.com. Let's give it a phone number. Does it have phone validation? It does have phone validation. Okay. Does it have email validation? It does have email validation. Company URL. We can add the contact. The URL also has URL validation. Just going to remove that. And there we go. Jane's working. If I reload, the whole thing's working. Let's see for mobile. Mobile is working also. For Kimi, which is great. Awesome. Let's take a look at mobile for Claude. Mobile is also working for Claude. Actually, both of them did an awesome job. And both of them actually finished in about the same time. So in my opinion, this is amazing. Both of them deserve the point right here. So we have Kimi 3 and Claude 2. So there you go. I'm actually even more surprised now than it was at the beginning. I had already, of course, started running my tests, and I had already started to see that Kimi was pretty good. But what I have found in this example and this evaluation is incredible. I am very happy to see open source actually being up there with Claude Code and Codex in terms of quality for their AI coding agents, and I really do recommend that you test it. Feel free to try it out and let me know what you think about it. Now, of course, it is not always very easy to do a completely fair and straightforward evaluation and comparison between two of these products because they have different ways of working, and sometimes a little bit of a different prompt may work better on one model than another one. And it is just a matter of getting to know your tools that you use for working. So don't hesitate to test both of them. I actually have Claude Code as my daily driver, but I'm going to be including Kimi a little bit more and more into my workflows to actually test it a little bit more. But there you go. This is my honest opinion about both of them. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you around.